Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's video review is for Killer View by Roy Johansen. Now, I have read several of his books that he co-wrote with his mother, Iris Johansen. In fact, Iris Johansen I have been a fan of Iris Johansen for years because I'm kind of reading her Decker Lazarus series, although I'm very far behind with that series. But Iris Johansen, yeah, I might be confusing my series, but in any event, Iris Johansen also writes the Eve Duncan series, and with the Eve Duncan series, she writes the Catherine Ling series, and then together, Iris Johansen and Roy Johansen write the Kendra Michael series. So Catherine Ling and Kendra Michael series, those are offshoots of the Eve Duncan series. Now, why am I going on and on about Iris Johansen when we're talking about Roy Johansen for this book here that you see on the screen, Killer View? Well, Killer View is an offshoot of the Kendra Michael series that Roy Johansen wrote with his mother Iris. Yes, it's another spin-off. And now our protagonist is Jesse Mercado. And if you read the Kendra Michael series, which if you know me as a series fanatic, yes, I've read all 10 books, then you will have met Jesse Mercado already because she worked alongside her good friend Kendra Michaels more than once. Now, Jesse Mercado is a private investigator, a licensed private investigator. And a little bit about Kendra Michaels, she was blinded very young, but a special surgery, revolutionary surgical procedure restored her eyesight. In fact, let's find out about the connection between Kendra Michaels and Jesse Mercado and what Jesse does in this book, Killer View. It says New York Times bestselling author Roy Johansen delivers a thrill-a-minute read featuring a fearless heroine for hire. Kendra Michaels, blind before gaining her sight via a revolutionary surgical procedure, offers her razor-sharp senses to assist her friend Jesse Mercado in a baffling case. An Army vet and former bodyguard for the rich and famous, Jesse has faced all kinds of danger. But one thing the motorcycle riding private investigator has never encountered before is an incarceration consultant. Preparing wealthy people to go to prison is big business. When Owen Blake of Mamarine Consulting, no, Mamertine Consulting hires Mercado to find his missing partner, their suspect list is filled with recently released white-collar criminals, a few drug kingpins, and a couple of murderers to keep things interesting. As witnesses turn up dead and car chases leave destruction in their wake, Jesse and Kendra learn just how far someone will go to keep the fate of one man hidden. But why? Together they must hunt down the lethal secrets of Blake's company, hell bent on staying on top, one step ahead of the other. Now, that is the summary on Goodreads. No, I don't have any notes, but what am I doing right now? I'm just flipping over to Audible because every time I want to tell you about an audiobook, I forget to let you know record who the narrator is. So this is Killer View. Now, how I got Killer View is it is a chat audio. Um, it's from a Hachette Audio, and it's one of the arcs that I got, and this was released March 8th, so a few weeks ago. And I just go to Audible just to see who the narrator is, and the narrator is Elizabeth Rogers, and I have listened to a dozen or more books by this narrator, so I was definitely in the thick of things when I was listening to this book. Now, the blurb says that Kendra Michaels offers her special skills to help Jesse, but this book was all Jesse. Okay, it was all Jesse. It Kendra Michaels is in the beginning, and then she comes in later. But this is all Jesse, and not only do we have Jesse, but Jesse works along somebody that just won't leave Jesse's side is Jake Bryce. Jake Bryce is a Hollywood superstar, sometimes lover of Jesse's, and he sees her getting into danger after danger, uh, scary situation after scary situation, and whether it's his stardom or his expertise or his skills, he's right there by her side. So, as mentioned, her newest client is part of something that she's hearing about as an incarceration consultant. And she was just as confused as I was as a reader slash listener. And she finds out, well, this is you're rich, you're famous, or you're affluent, and you want to get your affairs in order before you go behind bars. And it could be policies, or it could be children, grandchildren, whatever. So she works with these white collar. This case involves white collar criminals who are going to prison, but there's a lot more to it than just offering her skills as a private investigator, because she's looking for a missing business partner of a man who's about to go to prison. And let me tell you, I first of all love Irish Johansen, hands down, hands down, no doubt about that. But I've loved the Eve Duncan series, and like I said, the Catherine Ling series, and the Kendra Michael series. So in my mind, this book here needed to hold its own weight. It needed to hold its own. Okay? It needed to stand on its own, independent of my love for Ms. Johansen or the book she co-authors with Roy Johansen. Well, let me tell you, Roy Johansen did it with this book. Action, 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 danger, and action. And as an audiobook, even though we had one narrator, Elizabeth Rogers, her nuances when it came to the different voices, the different, as she would, whether she was using an accent from another country, whether she was speaking in, for a male character or two female characters, the narration was on point. But more than that is the action. And I know I said action, 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 was incredibly intense. The danger, the scary situations, the breakneck turns, it was all there. I I didn't know that this book would be as good as it was. And yes, I do feel that it would have been just as good if I read it, but having that extra by listening to it as an audiobook just made it even that much better. So this is Jesse Mercado for book one. I'd love to see what's going to happen to Bryce, whether he'll be in future books, or how closely Jesse works with Kendra in the future. If we'll see Catherine Ling or even Eve Duncan in future books by Roy Johansen. And to further, the last thing I'll say is the foreword for this book was by Irish Johansen herself. So I just loved it. I really, really loved it. Like, I don't have any notes on it yet or anything like that, but that's my review for Killer View by Roy Johansen. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.